Today, we're diving deep into the history and design of one of the most iconic Republic warships, the Acclamator-class Assault Ship. Fasten your seatbelts and subscribe for more Star Wars insights. Nordy here, and it's time to get started. The Acclamator-class Assault Ship, a cornerstone of the Republic's military strategy during the Clone Wars, exemplified the seamless fusion of firepower, tactical versatility, and engineering prowess. Designed primarily as a troop transport and planetary assault vessel, it boasted an arsenal capable of both offensive and defensive supremacy. Its armament not only served to ensure the ship's survival in hostile environments, but also allowed it to function as a significant combatant in fleet engagements and independent missions. The backbone of the Acclamator class's firepower lay in its 12 quad turbolaser turrets, each capable of delivering an awe-inspiring 200 gigatons per shot. These weapons were engineered to engage capital ships, fortified planetary targets, and even large formations of enemy vessels, making them a formidable offensive component. Each quad turbolaser turret comprised 4 high-energy laser barrels synchronized to fire either sequentially or simultaneously. The turrets were mounted on reinforced, gyro-stabilized platforms that allowed for wide arcs of motion, ensuring comprehensive coverage in both offensive and defensive scenarios. The energy feeds for these turrets were directly connected to the ship's primary reactor, allowing them to sustain high rates of fire without significant energy depletion. The barrels themselves were coated with advanced thermal-resistant alloys capable of withstanding extreme heat and energy discharge, ensuring durability even under sustained fire. Magnetic constriction fields within the barrels enhanced beam focus, increasing both accuracy and destructive power over long distances. Strategically distributed across the ship's dorsal and ventral surfaces, the quad turbo lasers provided overlapping fields of fire, eliminating blind spots and ensuring that no approach was left undefended. In fleet engagements, these turrets could target multiple enemy capital ships simultaneously, using advanced fire control algorithms to assign priority targets based on threat level and proximity. During planetary assaults, the turbo lasers were often employed in precision bombardments to neutralize hardened ground defenses, disrupt supply lines, or obliterate fortified enemy positions. Their immense power allowed them to penetrate planetary shields, making them an invaluable asset in the early stages of ground operations. With each shot delivering 200 gigatons of destructive energy, these turbo lasers were capable of obliterating entire sections of enemy vessels or severely compromising their structural integrity. Even heavily shielded targets, such as separatist battleships or planetary installations, were vulnerable to sustained barrages. This raw power also enabled the Acclamator to engage larger and more heavily armed opponents, providing it with a fighting chance in engagements against superior numbers. While the quad turbo lasers served as the ship's primary offensive armament, its 24-point defense laser cannons were crucial for defending against smaller, more agile threats. Each of these cannons delivered 6 megatons per shot, a level of firepower sufficient to destroy starfighters, bombers, and incoming projectiles. The point defense system was designed to counteract the vulnerabilities inherent to large capital ships when faced with swarms of smaller attackers. Starfighters, bombers, and guided projectiles often relied on speed and maneuverability to exploit gaps in a ship's defenses. The Acclamator's point defense network mitigated these threats by creating an overlapping web of rapid, accurate fire, capable of neutralizing targets before they could inflict damage. Each point defense cannon was mounted on a self-contained, independently rotatable platform, equipped with advanced servo motors and gyroscopic stabilizers. These features allowed the cannons to track and engage fast-moving targets with exceptional accuracy, even during high-intensity combat maneuvers. The cannons were powered by localized energy cells that drew from the ship's main reactor, ensuring a steady supply of power. Advanced cooling systems were integrated into each unit to prevent overheating during extended engagements, allowing for sustained rapid-fire operation. The point defense system relied heavily on automation, utilizing cutting-edge tracking algorithms to identify, prioritize, and engage threats with minimal human intervention. These algorithms processed data from the ship's sensor array in real time, calculating trajectories and adjusting fire accordingly. Operators could manually override the system when necessary, allowing for greater strategic flexibility in complex scenarios. The 4 heavy missile and torpedo launch tubes of the Acclamator class, added a layer of versatility to its arsenal, enabling it to deploy a variety of ordnance for different combat scenarios. These systems could be loaded with 100 high-yield proton torpedoes or 20 assault concussion missiles per tube, offering a choice between precision strikes and area effect devastation. Proton torpedoes were the weapon of choice for engagements requiring precision and concentrated impact. Each torpedo carried a high-yield explosive payload designed to penetrate energy shields and deliver devastating damage to heavily armored targets. The guidance systems on these torpedoes were among the most advanced of their time, capable of navigating through defensive fire to strike critical points with pinpoint accuracy. In planetary operations, proton torpedoes were used to breach fortified installations, disrupt supply depots, or annihilate shielded command centers. Their ability to bypass conventional defenses made them indispensable for both fleet engagements and ground support missions. Assault concussion missiles, on the other hand, were designed for maximum kinetic impact. Upon detonation, they generated powerful shockwaves capable of damaging multiple enemy vessels in close proximity. This made them particularly effective in fleet battles, where tightly packed formations of enemy ships could be crippled with a single salvo. The versatility of the launchers allowed operators to quickly switch between missile and torpedo loads, adapting to the changing demands of combat. The launch tubes were equipped with advanced fire control systems, capable of targeting multiple enemy ships simultaneously. Operators could program salvo patterns, trajectory adjustments, and impact timing to maximize the effectiveness of each launch. The modular design of the tubes allowed for rapid reloading, ensuring the ship remained combat-ready during extended engagements. The true strength of the Acclamator-class's armament lay in the seamless integration of its diverse weapon systems. The quad turbo lasers provided overwhelming offensive power, the point defense cannons ensured survivability against smaller threats, and the missile launchers offered precision and flexibility. Together, these systems created a balanced and adaptable combat platform capable of excelling in a wide range of roles. In planetary assaults, the ship's armament was used to suppress enemy defenses, pave the way for troop deployments, and provide close air support. In fleet engagements, its heavy turbo lasers and missiles allowed it to hold its own against larger capital ships, while its point defense network safeguarded it from starfighters and bombers. Even in independent operations, the Acclamator class could function as a self-reliant warship, delivering devastating firepower wherever it was needed. The Acclamator-class Assault Ship was far more than a transport vessel. It was a mobile fortress, a precision strike platform, and a symbol of the Republic's military might. Its armament, meticulously designed and flawlessly integrated, ensured that it could meet any challenge, from planetary invasions to fleet battles. By mastering the art of combining overwhelming firepower with tactical versatility, the Acclamator class left an indelible mark on galactic warfare, securing its place as one of the Republic's most iconic vessels. The Acclamator-class Assault Ship, a vital asset in the Galactic Republic's military arsenal, boasted a propulsion and power generation system that reflected the ambitious engineering behind the vessel. Capable of operating in a variety of environments, from the depths of space to the surface of hostile planets, the Acclamator was designed with versatility, endurance, and strength in mind. The combination of its powerful engines, innovative power plant, and efficient energy management made it a formidable presence in both galactic and atmospheric engagements. At the core of the Acclamator class was its main reactor, a massive energy generator responsible for producing an immense peak power output of 2 × 10⁻³ watts. This reactor was the lifeblood of the vessel, converting highly compressed hypermatter into the raw energy required to power everything from the ship's turbo lasers to its shields and engines. The reactor itself was positioned centrally within the ship's main superstructure, surrounded by a network of protective systems designed to ensure its safety in the most hostile of conditions. The energy-producing hypermatter was stored in fuel tanks located at the forward section of the ship, where it was compressed to extreme densities before being transferred into the reactor. These tanks, constructed with advanced materials capable of withstanding extreme gravitational pressures and temperatures, provided the ship with enough fuel for prolonged operations. The hypermatter, once processed in the reactor, was distributed through the ship's systems, powering the various components and ensuring that the Acclamator could maintain its high operational tempo in the most demanding scenarios. Supporting the primary reactor were secondary reactors, positioned further along the bow, ensuring continuous power even in the event of damage to the main reactor. These secondary units provided additional energy when required, further enhancing the ship's reliability in combat. While these reactors didn't possess the same immense output as the primary system, they played a crucial role in sustaining the Acclamator systems during extended engagements or in situations where energy demands exceeded the capacity of the main reactor. The Acclamator-class's sublight propulsion system was an engineering masterpiece that balanced speed, maneuverability, and endurance. With a maximum acceleration of 3,500 g, the vessel was capable of achieving incredible velocities in combat, making it an agile and formidable presence in space. The ship's propulsion system comprised main thrusters located at the stern of the ship, which produced the primary thrust needed to propel the vessel through the vacuum of space. These main thrusters were augmented by electromagnetic rudders, 8 in total, that played an essential role in guiding the ship during high-speed maneuvers. These rudders worked by deflecting exhaust particles, providing a means of directionality even at extreme velocities. The result was a ship capable of executing tight turns and rapid course corrections, crucial for positioning during combat or when responding to rapidly changing battlefield conditions. Further enhancing the vessel's agility were secondary thrusters placed toward the outer sections of the ship. These thrusters, though less powerful than the main engines, were strategically located to provide fine control over the Acclamator's movement. They allowed the ship to adjust its trajectory in space with precision, enabling operations such as docking, orbital insertion, and evasive maneuvers during engagements. Together, the main and secondary thrusters ensured that the Acclamator could operate across a wide spectrum of tactical situations with grace and efficiency. The ability to travel vast distances across the galaxy was a hallmark of the Acclamator class, and its Class 0.6 hyperdrive generator was the key to this mobility. This hyperdrive system, one of the most advanced in the Republic's arsenal, allowed the Acclamator to achieve rapid hyperspace travel across distances up to 250,000 light-years on a full fuel load. This remarkable range allowed the vessel to perform long-range deployments and support strategic objectives over an extensive area of operations. The hyperdrive generator was located in the aft fin of the Acclamator, a massive structure that housed not only the hyperdrive, but also the anti-gravity generator and repulsor lift system. The hyperdrive generator spanned nearly 200 meters, making it one of the largest individual components of the ship. Despite its size, the system operated with pinpoint accuracy, capable of safely navigating the ship through the perils of hyperspace. In the unpredictable realm of hyperspace, where gravitational anomalies, debris fields, and potential hazards lay in wait, the Acclamator's hyperdrive was equipped with advanced navigation systems that monitored real-time gravimetric data and recalibrated course paths when necessary. This made the Acclamator not only fast, but also capable of precise navigation, enabling rapid redeployments and tactical strikes in distant sectors of space. While primarily designed for space, the Acclamator class was fully capable of conducting operations within planetary atmospheres, an essential feature for an assault ship tasked with deploying troops and supplies. The vessel's maximum atmospheric speed reached 1,200 kilometers per hour, which was more than sufficient for a range of planetary operations. At the heart of the Acclamator's ability to operate in a planetary atmosphere was its repulsor lift system. Located in the aft fin, this system generated anti-gravity fields that allowed the ship to hover and maneuver at low altitudes. The repulsor lift effectively lifted much of the ship's massive weight, enabling it to perform delicate landings or precise vertical takeoffs. For planetary landings, the landing legs of the Acclamator played an indispensable role in stabilizing the ship during touchdown. These legs were designed to make contact with the ground and anchor the ship securely, even in rough or uneven terrain. The combination of the repulsor lift system and landing gear provided the Acclamator with a remarkable level of flexibility, allowing it to land on a variety of planetary surfaces, from flat plains to mountainous regions. What truly set the Acclamator class apart was its power management systems, which allowed seamless integration between the ship's immense power generation capabilities and its energy demands. The reactors, propulsion systems, weapons, and shields all drew from a common pool of power, and the ship's energy management system ensured that the available energy was allocated where it was needed most. For instance, during a sustained combat engagement, power could be diverted to shield capacitors, ensuring the ship remained protected from incoming fire. Similarly, in the midst of a hyperspace jump, excess power could be shunted into auxiliary systems to ensure the ship remained fully operational. The efficiency of these power systems allowed the Acclamator to remain on station longer than most comparable vessels, ensuring it could carry out extended operations with minimal risk of energy depletion. The power and propulsion systems of the Acclamator-class Assault Ship formed the backbone of its operational capabilities. From its cutting-edge main reactor to its precise propulsion systems, the ship was designed to excel in a variety of combat and non-combat scenarios. The efficient integration of these systems allowed the Acclamator to maintain a high level of operational readiness in a wide range of environments, making it an invaluable asset to the Republic's military forces. Whether traversing hyperspace at speeds exceeding 250,000 light-years per jump, executing complex maneuvers in the vacuum of space, or making a seamless transition into planetary atmospheres, the Acclamator class was more than just a vessel. It was a marvel of galactic engineering, built to project power across the stars. The Acclamator-class Assault Ship stands as a testament to the ingenuity and engineering prowess of the Galactic Republic during the tumultuous years of the Clone Wars. Designed by Rothana Heavy Engineering, a subsidiary of Kuat Drive Yards, this versatile vessel was conceived as a multi-purpose tool of war. It had to transport vast numbers of troops, engage enemy forces in space, and deploy its payload of soldiers and vehicles directly onto the battlefield. Every element of the Acclamator's design was a calculated response to these demands, creating a starship that was both functional and iconic. Measuring 752 meters in length, 460 meters in width, and standing 200 meters high when on its landing gear, 183 meters in flight, the Acclamator class was a strikingly proportioned ship. Its dimensions were dictated by its dual roles as a troop carrier and an assault ship, requiring a balance of internal space for personnel and vehicles while maintaining the durability and firepower to withstand direct combat. The wedge-shaped hull, a defining characteristic of the Acclamator, was more than an aesthetic choice. This design enabled the concentration of the ship's weaponry forward, maximizing its firepower during head-on engagements, while reducing its exposed surface area when under attack. This configuration became a hallmark of Republic and later Imperial ships, forming the foundation for the design of larger and more advanced vessels, like the Venator-class Star Destroyer and the Imperial-class Star Destroyer. The hull itself was constructed with neutronium-impregnated armor plating, a material renowned for its incredible durability. This armor allowed the Acclamator to withstand significant punishment from enemy fire, while its integrated shield generators added an extra layer of protection, safeguarding the ship and its occupants from energy-based and kinetic threats. Beneath the Acclamator's angular hull lay its greatest strategic asset, a vast assault hangar designed to deploy a legion of clone troopers along with their vehicles, equipment, and supplies. This hangar was a marvel of engineering, optimized for efficiency and speed. The arrangement of bays, ramps, and maglev tracks allowed for the rapid offloading of troops and vehicles, ensuring minimal delay even in the heat of battle. The hangar was equipped with reinforced doors and internal shielding to protect the personnel and equipment during deployment. It was a key feature that enabled the Acclamator to function as both a warship and a mobile command base. With its ability to land directly on the surface of contested planets, the ship could establish a foothold in hostile territory, supporting ground forces with its onboard resources. Rising above the ship's dorsal superstructure was the arrow-shaped command tower, a signature feature of many ships in the Kuat Drive Yards lineage. This tower housed the Acclamator's bridge, which served as the nerve center for all operational activities. The bridge itself was a technological marvel, equipped with advanced holoscreens that replaced traditional viewports. These holoscreens provided a comprehensive, real-time view of the ship's surroundings, fed by an array of sensors and external cameras. This setup not only enhanced situational awareness, but also protected the command crew by eliminating a physical weak point in the ship's design. The layout of the bridge was both hierarchical and functional. The commanding officer stood on an elevated platform, overseeing the operations managed by clone pilots and technicians stationed in the twin crew pits below. These pits housed the controls for navigation, weapons, and communications, ensuring that all critical systems could be monitored and adjusted in unison. Internally, the Acclamator class was meticulously organized to fulfill its multifaceted role. The upper levels were primarily dedicated to troop accommodations, featuring barracks that could house thousands of clone troopers. These barracks were designed for efficiency, providing sleeping quarters, mess halls, and training areas in a compact yet functional layout. The ship also contained medical facilities capable of treating wounded soldiers, ensuring that the Acclamator could support extended campaigns without relying on external resources. The integration of logistical support systems, such as supply depots and armories, further reinforced its self-sufficiency. Below the barracks and operational decks, the ship housed its engineering and maintenance sections, which included access to the hyperdrive and reactor systems. These areas were critical to the ship's performance and were heavily shielded to protect against damage during combat. The Acclamator class was equipped with a state-of-the-art Navy computer, allowing it to navigate complex hyperspace routes with precision. This capability was essential for the ship's role as an assault vessel, enabling it to deploy troops and engage enemy forces across vast distances with minimal delay. The repulsor lift systems integrated into the ship's design allowed it to operate effectively in atmospheric conditions. These systems worked in tandem with the Acclamator's landing gear, ensuring stable and controlled landings even in challenging environments. This adaptability made the ship invaluable for ground-based operations, allowing it to serve as a command center and logistical hub once landed. The Acclamator-class Assault Ship was more than a tool of war. It was a symbol of the Republic's resolve and technological mastery during the Clone Wars. Its innovative design combined combat readiness with logistical efficiency, making it an indispensable asset in the Republic's military arsenal. Its influence extended far beyond its operational lifespan, serving as the blueprint for the iconic Star Destroyers that would dominate the Imperial Navy. The Acclamator's enduring legacy lies in its ability to seamlessly integrate form and function, a testament to the brilliance of its designers and the strategic foresight of the Galactic Republic. In every sense, it was a vessel built not just to wage war, but to shape the course of galactic history. The Acclamator-class Assault Ship, a marvel of design and engineering, was a vessel that embodied the might of the Galactic Republic. Though it was a formidable warship in its own right, its true strength lay in the dedicated crew who manned its systems, directed its operations, and ensured that it could accomplish its multiple roles with precision and effectiveness. The Acclamator class typically required a crew of 700 personnel to operate efficiently, a number that reflected the ship's enormous size and the complexity of its missions. The crew aboard the Acclamator class was diverse, drawn from many sectors of the Republic military and its supporting arms. These personnel were selected for their specialized skills and their ability to work cohesively under pressure, ensuring that the ship could fulfill its mission as both a combat vessel and a troop transport. The crew could be roughly divided into several distinct categories, each playing an essential role in the Acclamator's operation. First and foremost were the command staff, a group of officers and senior crew members who oversaw the vessel's strategy, navigation, and day-to-day operations. This included the ship's captain, who was ultimately responsible for the ship's actions in combat, as well as tactical officers, fleet coordinators, and intelligence officers. They worked from the command bridge, which was equipped with advanced technology to monitor enemy movements, assess the tactical situation, and make decisions in real time. These officers were typically highly experienced in both space combat and troop deployment, as the Acclamator's role demanded flexibility and decision-making under pressure. Alongside the senior officers were the pilots who manned the ship's vast array of systems. The clones, bred for battle and trained in all aspects of military operations, formed the majority of the ship's crew. These clone pilots were responsible for operating the massive sublight engines, the hyperdrive system, and the weaponry on the ship, coordinating attacks and maneuvers during space engagements. The pilots were also integral to the landing operations of the ship, using their skill and precision to bring the ship into atmosphere or onto the surface of a planet, often under fire. They could be tasked with everything from deploying ground troops and vehicles to defending the ship in battle. The Acclamator class was not only a warship, but also a transport designed to carry massive amounts of soldiers, vehicles, and equipment. This required a significant number of personnel trained in ground operations, as well as the technical staff who maintained the ship's landing systems and assault craft. A substantial portion of the crew was dedicated to managing and deploying the ship's clone troopers. Clone officers, sergeants, and squad leaders managed the deployment of clone troopers from the assault hangar, ensuring that the troops were properly outfitted and ready to deploy at a moment's notice. Additionally, clone mechanics and engineers were responsible for keeping the various ATTE walkers, speeder bikes, gunships, and other vehicles in top operating condition. This logistics crew was essential for the rapid deployment of ground forces, allowing the Acclamator to function not just as a spacefaring vessel, but as a formidable force on the ground as well. The medical staff aboard the ship included clones trained as medics, who provided essential care for wounded soldiers. As the Acclamator was often at the forefront of intense battles, the role of these medics was crucial. They were equipped with specialized medical equipment and worked tirelessly to stabilize the injured before they could be transferred to more comprehensive care facilities. For the Acclamator class to remain fully operational, a large portion of the crew was dedicated to maintaining the ship's complex systems. These personnel were responsible for keeping the ship's subsystems running, from its engines and hyperdrive to its weaponry and shields. The engineering crew was tasked with overseeing the power output of the ship's reactors, ensuring that all systems had sufficient energy for both routine operations and combat scenarios. The engineers worked in teams, monitoring critical systems such as the neutronium-impregnated hull's integrity, ensuring that the ship could withstand the rigors of combat. These engineers also dealt with the repair and maintenance of the ship's sublight propulsion and hyperdrive systems, ensuring that the ship could maneuver swiftly through space and make jumps across the galaxy. The communication and sensor officers were responsible for maintaining the ship's advanced navicomputer, sensors, and communication arrays. They ensured that the Acclamator remained in constant contact with Republic Command and other ships in the fleet. During battle, they tracked enemy movements and provided crucial data that allowed the ship's bridge crew to make informed tactical decisions. These officers were also key in detecting threats from a distance and helping guide the vessel's fire control systems to target hostile ships. As a ship designed for high-intensity assaults and rapid troop deployments, the Acclamator class had a special emphasis on commanding officers. The clone commanders aboard the ship were often experienced in a range of battlefield situations and had received specific training for the unique needs of assault ships. These commanders led the ground forces and coordinated tactics between the ship and its troops. The clone commanders worked closely with the ship's tactical officers to provide guidance and tactical advice on how to deploy troops effectively. They were instrumental in overseeing the activation of assault weapons, as well as the landing operations, where they often led from the front. Commanders also played a pivotal role in ensuring that the ship's assault craft, like the LAATEI gunships, were properly coordinated, leading to efficient strikes on enemy positions. In addition to the regular clone officers, the ship also housed specialized squad leaders, each with intimate knowledge of various aspects of ground combat. These squad leaders were responsible for overseeing specific units of clone troopers, ensuring that their missions were carried out effectively, whether that meant storming a heavily fortified enemy position or providing support for ground troops during a planetary siege. The clone soldiers were the backbone of the Acclamator class, providing the necessary manpower to carry out its missions. These soldiers were bred for combat and trained to perform a wide variety of tasks, from piloting LATI gunships to engaging in ground combat on hostile planets. The Acclamator's design allowed for the rapid deployment of an entire clone legion, which would then be led by clone commanders who coordinated their actions on the battlefield. The crew's diverse roles, spanning from engineers and pilots to tactical officers and ground forces, ensured that the Acclamator class could operate at peak efficiency. This multifaceted crew, drawn from the ranks of the Grand Army of the Republic, worked in unison, ensuring that the Acclamator was ready to deploy its full might at a moment's notice. The Acclamator-class Assault Ship was much more than a simple vessel of war. It was a massive, living entity, powered by its diverse and highly skilled crew, each of whom played a vital role in the ship's operation. From the command staff to the pilots, engineers, medical staff, and clone soldiers, the crew worked together to ensure that the ship fulfilled its many roles, from interstellar warfare to planetary assault. The efficiency, adaptability, and discipline of the crew were what truly allowed the Acclamator class to shine as one of the most iconic vessels in the Republic fleet, capable of launching devastating assaults or providing support where needed most. Through the crew's dedication, the Acclamator class became an indispensable tool in the Galactic Republic's quest for victory during the Clone Wars. The Acclamator-class Assault Ship, designed as both a combat vessel and a troop transport, played a critical role in the Clone Wars. Its vast interior was not just a sanctuary for the ship's crew and their operational systems. It was also home to thousands of clone troopers and their essential support personnel. With a capacity to carry up to 16,000 passengers, the Acclamator was designed to deploy an entire legion of clone soldiers, along with the necessary support staff to sustain them in battle. These passengers were integral to the Acclamator's mission, and the ship's design reflected their central importance in its purpose as an assault vessel. The primary passengers aboard the Acclamator class were the clone troopers, the elite soldiers of the Grand Army of the Republic. These soldiers, bred for battle and expertly trained in tactics, combat, and discipline, made up the bulk of the ship's 16,000 passenger capacity. The clones were housed within various compartments throughout the ship, with barracks and training areas designed to accommodate and prepare them for the rigors of war. The Acclamator's mission profile required it to be fully capable of transporting large numbers of troops across vast distances. Once deployed, the clone troopers would carry out a variety of tasks, from engaging in space battles to conducting ground assaults on enemy positions. These troops were central to the vessel's role as a mobile assault platform, capable of spearheading invasions or quelling insurgencies across the galaxy. The clones' combat efficiency, due to their advanced genetic engineering and combat training, made them the perfect force for rapid deployment, often dropped directly into the heart of conflict, where their training and discipline could make the difference between success and failure. Each group of clone soldiers was divided into combat squads and specialized units, allowing them to adapt to the various challenges they would face once they reached their destination. The Commandos, ARCS, Advanced Recon Commandos, and Legion-specific forces were often included, providing elite support for regular infantry during assaults. While the clone troopers were the face of the Acclamator's military strength, they were far from the only passengers on board. The success of any military operation, especially one as large and complex as the Clone Wars, required a substantial number of support personnel to ensure that the forces were fully equipped and sustained. These support personnel were a vital part of the Acclamator's operational capacity, providing everything from medical aid to logistical support and tactical expertise. Engineers and mechanics were crucial to maintaining the Acclamator's ground-based vehicles and assault craft. The ship carried a variety of ATTE walkers, speeder bikes, and gunships, which required constant attention and repair. The support crew's work ensured that these vehicles were in perfect working order and could be quickly deployed when needed. Medical personnel were also a vital part of the support staff, including medics, surgeons, and combat doctors. These individuals were stationed in medical bays aboard the ship and were ready to provide treatment to the wounded immediately after combat. Their rapid response was essential for stabilizing soldiers before they could be transferred to more comprehensive medical facilities. Given the nature of the Acclamator's missions, medical personnel were often in high demand, performing surgeries, administering life-saving treatments, and ensuring the health of the clone troops. The command and logistics officers aboard the Acclamator ensured that every mission ran smoothly. These individuals handled the strategic planning, the coordination of troop movements, and the management of supplies such as ammunition, fuel, food, and equipment. They worked closely with the ship's command crew to ensure that everything was on schedule and that all passengers, whether soldiers or support staff, had the resources they needed to carry out their duties. The Acclamator's design was specifically intended to maximize the efficiency of passenger deployment. The ship had massive hangar bays that could hold hundreds of LAATI gunships, as well as landing craft capable of carrying troops, vehicles, and supplies directly to the surface of a planet. Upon arrival at a battle site, the Acclamator would lower its landing ramps, allowing the clone troopers and their equipment to disembark quickly and efficiently. The Acclamator's automated loading systems and assault craft played a significant role in the fast-paced nature of troop deployment. The gunships and drop pods could launch directly from the hangar, speeding up the time it took to get the clones onto the ground. This rapid response capability made the Acclamator a vital vessel in the Republic's arsenal, especially when operating in hostile environments where speed and surprise were essential for victory. The docking systems allowed for efficient embarkation and disembarkation of forces, while the ship's engineering crew worked tirelessly to ensure the ship's internal systems remained operational, even during intense battles. The sheer size of the ship allowed it to carry a vast array of soldiers and vehicles, but the efficiency of the transport process, coupled with its armored protection and weaponry, made it one of the most effective assault ships ever built. Though the Acclamator was primarily a military vessel, the conditions aboard were designed to ensure that its passengers could function optimally, despite the harsh environment of war. Barracks for the clone troopers were simple but functional, offering them a place to rest and prepare for their next engagement. Despite the rigorous nature of their training, the clones were often under significant stress, and the Acclamator's facilities ensured that they could maintain their mental and physical health in between deployments. However, despite the relatively austere conditions, the ship did provide basic amenities for its passengers. The clones' barracks featured personal bunk beds, with areas for the clones to store their armor and weapons. For support personnel, there were quarters designed for comfort, though these were often sparse due to the utilitarian nature of the ship. Mess halls and recreation areas were provided for the soldiers and crew, offering them spaces to eat, rest, and recover from the demands of war. For the most part, however, the living conditions aboard the Acclamator were secondary to its operational function. The focus was on getting troops into battle, and the ship's design reflected this. There were no luxuries, only the necessary provisions to keep the forces operational and ready to face the next engagement. The 16,000 passengers aboard the Acclamator-class Assault Ship were integral to its function as a highly mobile, rapid deployment vessel. From the clone troopers who formed the majority of the ship's passengers to the support personnel who kept the ship and its forces operational, every individual had a critical role to play. Together, they ensured that the Acclamator could fulfill its primary purpose: to storm the front lines of the Clone Wars, break through enemy defenses, and deliver swift and overwhelming force to any battlefield. The Acclamator-class Assault Ship, designed and built for the Galactic Republic, was more than just a massive transport vessel. It was a mobile combat platform capable of deploying a wide array of troops, vehicles, and heavy artillery in the heat of battle. With a primary mission of assaulting contested planetary systems and delivering ground forces directly into hostile environments, the ship's design was focused not only on transport, but also on overwhelming the enemy with firepower and logistical support. The ship's immense cargo capacity allowed it to carry a diverse complement of military assets, from small agile speeder bikes to towering all-terrain tactical enforcers, ATTEs, and even heavy artillery units. The sheer scale and variety of the Acclamator's complement made it an indispensable asset to the Grand Army of the Republic, designed to project military might across the galaxy in a manner few other vessels could match. One of the key features of the Acclamator class was its ability to deploy highly mobile speeder bikes and low-altitude assault transports, LLAT, vital components in the Republic's strategy for quick tactical responses. The Acclamator had the ability to carry 320 speeder bikes, a vast number that allowed the Republic to maintain rapid mobility on planetary surfaces. These speeder bikes, favored for their speed and agility, were crucial for reconnaissance, harassing enemy forces, and providing fast response units capable of striking with precision. Their lightweight and compact design made them ideal for use in uneven terrain where larger vehicles would be unable to operate effectively. The speeder bikes could quickly dart in and out of conflict zones, providing critical intelligence and clearing the path for heavier units that followed. Furthermore, the Acclamator carried 80 LATs, with the complement typically split between 66 LAAT-I infantry assault versions and 14 LAAT-AC cargo transport variants. The LAAT-I was equipped with powerful blaster cannons and had seating for up to 30 clone troopers, making it the primary means of troop insertion. Capable of delivering clones directly into the heart of battle, these transports played a pivotal role in ensuring that Republic forces could hit the ground running. The LAAT-I was armed with twin blaster cannons and missile pods, capable of laying down cover fire and supporting the infantry as they disembarked into battle. The LAAT-C, on the other hand, was a heavier transport variant designed to carry larger loads, such as vehicles and heavy equipment. With the capacity to carry up to 20 tons of cargo, the LAATC could transport artillery units, ATTE walkers, or even additional LAATI crafts. Its robust build and superior armor made it ideal for delivering critical supplies to frontline units or evacuating damaged troops or equipment under fire. Both variants were equipped with shielding and firepower capable of withstanding the brunt of enemy attacks while completing their critical missions. The Acclamator's capabilities extended beyond troop transports. It was also equipped to carry heavier assault vehicles that would play a key role in the Republic's ground operations. With a capacity to carry 48 all-terrain tactical enforcers, ATTEs, the Acclamator could unleash a small army of these fearsome six-legged walkers onto a battlefield. The ATTE was equipped with a powerful blaster cannon and a turret-mounted repeating blaster, giving it both offensive and defensive capabilities. Its 6 legs provided superior mobility and stability on rough and uneven terrain, making it the ideal platform for long-range fire support and trench warfare. In addition to the ATTEs, the Acclamator was capable of transporting 36 self-propelled heavy artillery pieces. These units could fire devastating barrages at long range, providing the Republic forces with the necessary firepower to soften up enemy positions before a direct infantry assault. Whether it was to destroy enemy fortifications, weapon emplacements, or tank columns, these artillery pieces were essential in ensuring that the enemy would be broken before Republic forces advanced. The heavy artillery was particularly effective against larger enemy formations and played a critical role in suppressing fire from entrenched foes, allowing infantry to move into position with minimal losses. The Acclamator class was not just a transport ship, but a mobile logistics hub, capable of carrying not only troops and vehicles, but also the supplies needed to keep them operational. The ship's cargo hold had a capacity of 11,250 tons, enabling it to carry food rations, ammunition, fuel, and even medical supplies for extended campaigns. This vast amount of cargo space allowed the Acclamator to serve as a self-sustaining unit on the battlefield, ensuring that Republic forces could continue their campaigns without waiting for resupply from distant facilities. The massive stockpiles of fuel and ammunition allowed the ship to operate in isolated locations without the need for immediate support from other units. The ship also carried replacement parts for its combat vehicles, as well as repair kits and emergency supplies for maintaining the LAATs, ATTEs, and self-propelled artillery in the field. This logistical flexibility meant that the Acclamator could perform the critical role of battlefield resupply, ensuring that even in the heat of intense combat, its forces could stay operational, armed, and well-provisioned. The real strength of the Acclamator class lay in its ability to deploy such a vast and varied complement of vehicles and troops in a matter of minutes. The ship's hangar bays were designed for rapid offloading, ensuring that LATs, ATTEs, and artillery could be deployed directly into combat zones without delay. This rapid deployment was especially important during the early stages of an assault, where the ability to quickly deploy a full spectrum of forces could tip the balance in the Republic's favor. Once on the ground, the Acclamator's vehicles would fan out across the battlefield, each performing a distinct role. The speeder bikes would scout ahead, providing real-time intelligence on enemy positions. The LAATs would drop troops and light vehicles, securing strategic points while providing air support. The ATTE walkers would provide fire support, neutralizing larger enemy targets and providing a mobile shield for advancing troops. Meanwhile, the self-propelled artillery would deliver long-range bombardments, softening up enemy positions for follow-up assaults. The Acclamator-class Assault Ship was not just a transport vessel. It was a complete combat platform. From the 320 speeder bikes that allowed for reconnaissance and hit-and-run tactics, to the heavy-duty ATTEs and self-propelled artillery that could lay waste to entire enemy formations, the ship was capable of launching and sustaining a wide range of offensive operations. Its ability to carry such a massive array of vehicles, troops, and supplies made it a versatile and invaluable asset for the Grand Army of the Republic, one that could respond to any threat, whether it was a blockade, a siege, or a full-scale planetary invasion. The ship's vast complement allowed it to dominate the battlefield, delivering overwhelming force wherever it was needed most. In the hands of the Republic, the Acclamator was more than a ship. It was an entire war machine capable of carrying the full weight of a military campaign across any world in the galaxy. The complement it carried was a testament to the ship's design, offering the Republic a powerful force projection tool, capable of bringing both overwhelming firepower and logistical support to bear in the most critical of battles. The Acclamator-class Assault Ship, one of the cornerstones of the Republic's military fleet during the Clone Wars, was a product of advanced design and cutting-edge production capabilities. Manufactured by Rothana Heavy Engineering, a subsidiary of the esteemed Kuat Drive Yards, the Acclamator class represented the pinnacle of military engineering for its time. Designed to function as both a heavy cruiser and an assault transport, the Acclamator class was conceived as a versatile warship capable of executing multiple roles, from orbital bombardment to direct troop deployment, all while maintaining the firepower and durability necessary to dominate both space and planetary surfaces. The Rothana Heavy Engineering Corporation, known for its expertise in producing a wide array of military vehicles and warships, was entrusted with the design and manufacturing of the Acclamator-class ships. Though part of the Kuat Drive Yards conglomerate, Rothana operated as an independent entity, specializing in the production of warships and vehicles for the Republic Navy. Rothana's association with Kuat, a name synonymous with shipbuilding excellence, ensured that the Acclamator class would benefit from the most advanced technology available, blending Rothana's innovative production methods with Kuat's legacy of military shipbuilding. The corporation's involvement in producing the Acclamator class stemmed from its experience with large-scale military contracts, particularly for the Galactic Republic. At a time when the Republic needed to quickly escalate its war efforts, Rothana Heavy Engineering's production capabilities were pushed to their limits to deliver the Acclamator class at the pace required by the war machine. Rothana's factories were designed to operate with great efficiency, utilizing highly skilled labor and automated systems to ensure that the Acclamator-class ships were produced rapidly, yet still met the stringent requirements of the Republic's military commanders. The Acclamator-class Assault Ship was constructed with a focus on versatility and durability. As a heavy cruiser, it was designed not only for long-range space engagements, but also for planetary assaults, making it an essential component in the Republic's war strategy. The ship's wedge-shaped hull and aggressive firepower were hallmarks of its design, ensuring that it could perform a variety of functions, from engaging enemy fleets to landing troops directly on the battlefield. Each Acclamator-class vessel was produced in massive shipyards, capable of assembling ships of such size and complexity. These shipyards were equipped with state-of-the-art fabrication tools, able to process large quantities of neutronium and other exotic metals used in the ship's construction. The neutronium-impregnated hull was a critical element, providing the ship with the necessary protection against enemy fire, while still allowing it to carry heavy payloads of troops, vehicles, and equipment. The construction of the Acclamator-class ships followed a highly organized assembly process. The hull sections were constructed separately, with each section being pieced together by massive droid labor forces and skilled engineers. The bridge tower, housing the command and control centers of the ship, was built with advanced sensor arrays and communication systems that ensured optimal performance during combat. Once the major components of the ship were completed, the ship was fitted with its powerful engines and weapon systems, which were integrated into the ship's superstructure. The Acclamator-class assault ships were designed with the specific purpose of carrying out the Republic's military operations during the Clone Wars, and their production was scaled to meet the increasing demands of the conflict. The production rate was a critical factor for the Republic Navy, as it needed to supply vast fleets of these ships to transport troops and support the ground-based war efforts across countless worlds. The factories at Rothana were equipped to produce these ships in rapid succession, ensuring that the Republic's forces could maintain a steady flow of new ships to meet the growing conflict's needs. Despite the Acclamator class being a heavily produced vessel, each ship was individually constructed with great care to ensure the highest level of quality and durability. The cost of each vessel, around 29 million credits, reflected the high level of sophistication and technology built into each unit. While the ship was not as expensive as some of the larger capital ships, the Acclamator class offered a powerful blend of affordability and combat effectiveness that made it an indispensable asset for the Republic during the Clone Wars. The factories producing the Acclamator-class ships were equipped with specialized tools for assembling these massive warships in record time. The entire process, from the creation of the hull, the installation of advanced weapon systems, and the final integration of internal systems was designed to maximize efficiency while ensuring the highest standards of quality control. The Acclamator-class Assault Ship was a key asset in the Republic's war efforts during the Clone Wars, fulfilling the dual roles of transport and warship. The ships were primarily used in the Republic's military campaigns across the galaxy, delivering vast numbers of clone troopers, vehicles, and artillery directly into battle. Whether it was the assault on Geonosis or the invasion of Ryloth, the Acclamator-class ships played a critical role in establishing the Republic's foothold on the ground. The rapid production of the Acclamator-class ship was crucial in the Republic's ability to maintain its strategic advantage during the Clone Wars. The modular design and mass production ensured that large numbers of these ships could be deployed across the galaxy in quick succession, meeting the ever-growing demand for assault ships. Despite the challenges faced by Rothana Heavy Engineering in scaling up production to meet the needs of the war, the company succeeded in ensuring that the Acclamator class was available in the quantities required by the Republic. The Acclamator-class Assault Ship stands as a testament to the ingenuity of the Rothana Heavy Engineering Corporation and its contribution to the Republic's war effort. The ship's combination of transport capacity, firepower, and durability made it an essential part of the Grand Army of the Republic, and its mass production allowed the Republic to maintain a significant advantage during the Clone Wars. Through the skillful design and efficient manufacturing processes employed by Rothana, the Acclamator class played a pivotal role in the military successes of the Republic, shaping the course of galactic history. The First Battle of Geonosis in 22. BBY marked a pivotal moment in galactic history, heralding the dawn of the Clone Wars and showcasing the might of the Acclamator-class Assault Ship. This battle not only tested the mettle of the Grand Army of the Republic, but also demonstrated the strategic value of the Acclamator class as a versatile tool for planetary assaults and troop deployment. As the Separatist crisis reached its boiling point, the Jedi Council uncovered the construction of a massive droid army on Geonosis, prompting immediate action. Recognizing the urgency, Jedi Grand Master Yoda led a fleet of 12 Acclamator-class assault ships from the Rothana Assault Ship fleet to the Geonosian system. This fleet included the notable Acclamator, the Implacable, a vessel whose name would later become synonymous with the Republic's resolve during the conflict. These ships carried an imposing force with a staggering 192,000 clone troopers prepared for their first major engagement. In addition to the infantry, the Acclamators were laden with essential vehicles and equipment for the assault, including 1,600 low-altitude assault transport/I LAAAT/I gunships, 400 low-altitude assault transport/carriers, 100 self-propelled heavy artillery turbolasers, and 2,160 all-terrain tactical enforcers. This massive deployment underscored the scale of the Republic's military ambitions and the sheer logistical capability of the Acclamator class. As the battle unfolded, the Acclamator-class ships played a critical role in the Republic's strategy. Their arrival in the Geonosian atmosphere was a sight to behold. These wedge-shaped vessels descended with precision, deflecting enemy fire with their reinforced shields and neutronium-impregnated hulls. The landing operations were executed with remarkable efficiency, as the ships deployed their troops and vehicles directly onto the battlefield. The Acclamator's assault hangars proved invaluable during this phase, allowing for the rapid offloading of troops and equipment. Within hours, legions of clone troopers were on the ground, supported by ATTEs and LAAT gunships that provided close air and ground support. The SPHATs were particularly effective in neutralizing the Separatist droid forces, delivering precise artillery strikes against entrenched positions and advancing vehicles. The Acclamator's design enabled a seamless transition from orbit to ground operations. Their advanced sensor suites and holoscreens on the bridge provided commanders with real-time tactical data, ensuring that clone forces were deployed to maximize their impact. Meanwhile, the ships remained in low orbit, offering orbital fire support when needed, targeting Separatist installations and providing cover for advancing Republic forces. The First Battle of Geonosis ultimately resulted in a victory for the Republic, but it was not without cost. The Acclamators and their crews faced significant challenges, including heavy resistance from Separatist forces equipped with advanced weaponry and droid armies. Despite this, the robust design and capabilities of the Acclamator-class ships ensured that casualties were minimized, with only a portion of the fleet sustaining damage during the battle. The triumph at Geonosis solidified the Acclamator-class's reputation as a cornerstone of the Republic's military strategy. Its ability to swiftly deliver troops and vehicles while providing support in both orbital and ground engagements highlighted its versatility. This victory also set the stage for the larger conflict to come, as the Republic recognized the strategic importance of maintaining and expanding its fleet of Acclamator-class ships. The success of the Acclamator-class Assault Ship at Geonosis became a defining moment in the Republic's military history. The battle showcased the effectiveness of its multi-role design, from its robust defensive systems to its capacity for large-scale troop deployment. This operation also demonstrated the Republic's readiness to confront the Confederacy of Independent Systems on multiple fronts, setting the tone for the long and arduous Clone Wars that followed. Ultimately, the Acclamator class emerged from the First Battle of Geonosis as a symbol of the Republic's determination and strategic foresight. Its role in this historic engagement cemented its place in galactic warfare, with its performance serving as a benchmark for future military operations. As the war expanded across the galaxy, the Acclamator class continued to serve as the backbone of the Republic's planetary assault strategy, its legacy forever tied to the battlefields of Geonosis. Following the Republic's victory at Geonosis, the Acclamator-class assault ships continued to prove their indispensable value in the opening stages of the Clone Wars, taking part in pivotal missions such as the battles for Christophsis and Teth. These engagements demonstrated the ship's flexibility, resilience, and capacity to operate under diverse tactical demands, solidifying their reputation as a critical asset in the Republic's war effort. The strategic significance of Christophsis, a crystalline world with access to key hyperspace routes, made it an early target for the Confederacy of Independent Systems. The Separatists, led by Kirkoidan General Horm Loathsome, established a formidable blockade around the planet, aiming to cut off Republic supply lines and secure the region for their forces. Despite the blockade, Jedi Generals Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker managed to breach the Separatist defenses and land-ground forces on Christophsis. However, their initial success left them stranded on the planet's surface, where they faced overwhelming droid armies and dwindling resources. The Republic forces, outnumbered and outmaneuvered, urgently called for reinforcements. Responding to their plea, the Jedi Council dispatched a fleet under Admiral Wirtz, supported by Admiral Wolf Yularen and Grandmaster Yoda. This relief fleet included 4 Acclamator-class assault ships and 3 Venator-class star destroyers, reflecting the Republic's strategic emphasis on deploying both planetary assault vessels and capital ships. The Acclamators, in particular, were critical for transporting fresh clone reinforcements and supplies to the embattled Republic forces on Christophsis. Upon arrival, the Acclamator-class ships demonstrated their versatility, while the Venator-class star destroyers engaged the Separatist fleet in orbital combat. The Acclamators descended to the planet's surface, delivering much-needed troops, armored vehicles, and artillery. The rapid deployment capabilities of the Acclamators enabled the Republic to bolster its ground presence and launch a decisive counteroffensive. With the reinforcements and additional firepower provided by the Acclamators, the Jedi generals were able to break General Loathsome's siege, securing victory for the Republic. Shortly after the victory at Christophsis, the Republic received intelligence of a crisis involving the powerful Hutt crime syndicate. The Huttlet Rada, son of the notorious crime lord Jabba the Hutt Tiure, had been kidnapped, a ploy orchestrated by the Separatists to discredit the Republic in the eyes of the Hutt clans. As control of the Hutt's hyperspace lanes was critical for the Republic's war effort, recovering Rada became an urgent priority. Jedi Knight Anakin Skywalker and his newly assigned Padawan, Ahsoka Tano, were tasked with the mission. Their journey to the remote jungle world of Teth began aboard an Acclamator-class assault ship, chosen for its capacity to transport both personnel and the specialized vehicles required for the challenging terrain of Teth. Upon arriving at Teth, the Acclamator-class ship executed a precise descent into the planet's rugged environment. The ship's assault hangars facilitated the rapid deployment of LAATI gunships and ATTE walkers, essential for navigating the steep, hazardous cliffs leading to the Separatist-controlled monastery where Rada was being held. The operation highlighted the Acclamator's adaptability, as its systems were designed to support combat operations in diverse planetary environments, from the crystalline plains of Christophsis to Teth's treacherous jungles. Skywalker and Tano, supported by the troops and equipment delivered by the Acclamator, successfully infiltrated the monastery and retrieved Rota, securing the Republic's alliance with Jabba the Hutt. This mission underscored the importance of the Acclamator class in enabling rapid, high-stakes operations that required both precision and flexibility. The deployments to Christophsis and Teth demonstrated the Acclamator-class assault ship's critical role in the Republic's war strategy. At Christophsis, the ship served as a lifeline for embattled forces, ensuring the Republic's foothold on the planet. On Teth, they showcased their ability to adapt to unconventional missions, proving vital in forging alliances and achieving broader strategic objectives. These early Clone Wars campaigns further solidified the Acclamator class's reputation as an essential component of the Republic's military arsenal. Its ability to swiftly deliver troops, vehicles, and supplies under combat conditions made it a cornerstone of the Republic's efforts to counter the Separatist threat across the galaxy. The Battle of Ryloth was a pivotal conflict during the early stages of the Clone Wars, exemplifying the strategic importance of the Acclamator-class assault ships in planetary liberation efforts. Ryloth, a Twi'lek homeworld rich in culture and history, was under the oppressive control of the Confederacy of Independent Systems, whose forces had established a formidable planetary blockade and entrenched defenses. The Republic's response to this occupation showcased the versatility and resilience of the Acclamator class, though not without significant challenges. The Republic assault began with Jedi Knight Anakin Skywalker, leading a fleet of 3 Venator-class star destroyers, tasked with dismantling the Separatist orbital blockade. The blockade, commanded by tactical droid TX-20, utilized swarms of Vulture droids and Munificent-class frigates, making it a formidable obstacle. Skywalker's fleet, supported by starfighter squadrons and brilliant tactical maneuvers, managed to breach the blockade, clearing the way for the ground invasion. With the path to the planet's surface secured, the Republic deployed an invasion fleet led by Generals Mace Windu and Obi-Wan Kenobi, including 3 Acclamator-class assault ships. These vessels carried the troops, vehicles, and artillery necessary to liberate the planet's capital city and surrounding settlements. As the Acclamator-class ships began their descent toward Ryloth's surface, the Separatists revealed a devastating defense. J-1 proton cannons strategically positioned near the Twi'lek settlement of Nabat. These powerful ground-based artillery pieces were designed to pierce even the most robust deflector shields, and they quickly proved their effectiveness. During the descent, one of the Acclamator-class ships was struck directly by a proton cannon blast. The energy bolt overwhelmed its shields, critically damaging one of its primary engines. The ship, unable to maintain stability, began a catastrophic plunge toward the planet's surface. The loss of this vessel forced the remaining 2 Acclamators to abort their landing approach, retreating to safer altitudes. Realizing the threat posed by the proton cannons, the Republic resorted to an alternative strategy. Low-altitude assault transport/I, LA-T/I, gunships, deployed from the Acclamators, ferried ground troops to neutralize the cannons. Among these troops was Kenobi's 212th Attack Battalion, specifically Ghost Company, an elite unit of clone troopers renowned for their precision and effectiveness. Kenobi and Ghost Company navigated through the settlement of Nabat, encountering heavy resistance from Separatist droid forces. The Twi'lek civilians, trapped and used as human shields, added a layer of complexity to the mission. Despite these challenges, the Republic forces pressed forward with determination. Employing a combination of strategic maneuvering, heavy weaponry, and Jedi prowess, Kenobi's forces successfully destroyed the proton cannons. This act cleared the way for the remaining 2 Acclamator-class ships to complete their landing. The ships quickly deployed reinforcements, including ATTE walkers and additional troops, enabling the Republic to establish a strong foothold on Ryloth. With the Acclamator's ground forces fully deployed, General Mace Windu led the subsequent campaign to liberate Ryloth's capital and free its people from Separatist occupation. The Acclamators continued to serve as critical logistical hubs, supporting the advancing Republic forces with supplies, reinforcements, and tactical coordination. The liberation of Ryloth marked a significant victory for the Republic, and demonstrated the Acclamator-class assault ship's pivotal role in planetary assault operations. Their ability to adapt to unforeseen challenges, such as heavy ground artillery, underscored their importance in the Republic's growing military arsenal. However, the battle also highlighted the vulnerabilities of even the most advanced vessels when faced with well-coordinated planetary defenses, serving as a sobering reminder of the challenges ahead in the Clone Wars. In the second year of the Clone Wars, the Galactic Republic discovered that the Confederacy of Independent Systems, with backing from the Trade Federation and the Intergalactic Banking Clan, had begun constructing a new droid factory on Geonosis, the birthplace of the war. Determined to destroy this critical asset and regain control of the desert world, the Republic assembled a formidable fleet to execute a bold planetary assault. Among the fleet were 10 Acclamator-class assault ships and 6 Venator-class star destroyers, commanded by an array of Jedi leaders, Generals Obi-Wan Kenobi, Ki-Adi-Mundi, Luminara Unduli, Anakin Skywalker, and their respective Padawans and commanders, Ahsoka Tano and Barriss Offee. The descent to Geonosis. Emerging from hyperspace, the Republic fleet quickly established its presence above Geonosis. The Acclamator-class ships, with their unparalleled ability to carry troops and vehicles directly into combat zones, began their descent into the planet's harsh, arid atmosphere. As they maneuvered through Geonosis's turbulent skies, the ships came under fire from ground-based Geonosian energy cannons and swarms of Nantex-class starfighters, requiring precise coordination with the Venator-class vessels to suppress the enemy defenses. Upon reaching their designated drop zones, the Acclamators deployed a massive contingent of low-altitude assault transports, LATI and LATC, to ferry Jedi generals, clone troopers, and heavy assault equipment to the surface. Simultaneously, the fleet's carriers descended alongside them, unloading all-terrain tactical enforcers, ATTEs, to provide essential ground firepower. The efficiency and resilience of the Acclamators ensured that the Republic's forces were able to land despite fierce opposition. The Republic's ground assault centered on the destruction of the newly established droid factory. Jedi Generals Kenobi and Skywalker led the primary assault, supported by their troops and heavy armor. Meanwhile, Ki-Adi-Mundi, Luminara Unduli, and their respective forces focused on flanking maneuvers to cut off Separatist reinforcements. The factory was heavily defended by battle droids, Geonosian warriors, and a network of defensive emplacements. The Republic's combined strategy of frontal assault, Jedi-led infiltration, and artillery bombardment proved effective, though at a high cost. Acclamator-deployed LAATs provided close air support, strafing enemy positions, and ensuring supply lines remained intact throughout the operation. Despite suffering significant losses, the Republic achieved its objective. The factory, a critical node in the Confederacy's war machine, was destroyed in a massive explosion. The victory came with an added triumph: the capture of Geonosian Archduke Poggle the Lesser, a key Separatist leader and architect of the planet's defenses. His apprehension marked a symbolic and strategic win for the Republic. The Acclamator-class assault ships continued to play a vital role in the aftermath of the battle. Once the droid factory was eliminated and the Republic secured the area, the Acclamators provided medical support for wounded troops, acted as logistical hubs, and facilitated the evacuation of prisoners, including Poggle the Lesser. Their versatility ensured that the Republic forces could regroup and consolidate their hold on Geonosis, setting the stage for further operations. The Second Battle of Geonosis was a hard-fought and bloody conflict, highlighting the strategic importance of the Acclamator-class assault ships. Their ability to deliver troops, vehicles, and supplies directly to the battlefield under heavy fire once again demonstrated their value to the Republic war effort. However, the battle also underscored the high human and material costs of the Clone Wars, as both Jedi and clone troopers paid a heavy price for the Republic's victory. Despite these challenges, the Republic's successful campaign on Geonosis dealt a significant blow to the Confederacy's industrial capacity, reinforcing the Acclamators' reputation as indispensable assets in the galaxy's most critical engagements. The engagement on Seleokami was a pivotal moment in the Republic's ongoing campaign against the Confederacy of Independent Systems, showcasing the adaptability and effectiveness of the Acclamator-class assault ship. This confrontation occurred after General Grievous, the infamous Kaleesh cyborg and Separatist commander, captured Jedi Master Eth Koth during an ambush on his Star Destroyer. In response, the Republic launched a daring rescue operation involving Generals Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker, supported by a fleet that included both Venator-class Star Destroyers and the versatile Acclamator-class. The Republic's forces arrived at Seleukami, a desolate outer rim world with scattered pockets of separatist resistance, to confront Grievous and his fleet. The Acclamator-class Assault Ship, escorted by 3 Venators, played a key role in the rescue operation, while Venator-class ships engaged the separatist fleet to draw attention and disable enemy ships. The Acclamator operated as a strategic support vessel, coordinating troop deployment and providing additional firepower to secure the orbit of Seleukami. Skywalker and Kenobi, leading a daring boarding action, infiltrated Grievous's flagship, where they successfully rescued Master Koth. However, the wily Separatist general eluded capture by escaping in an emergency pod to the planet's surface, setting the stage for a ground operation to locate and eliminate him. In pursuit of Grievous, the Acclamator-class Assault Ship was dispatched to deploy Republic ground forces onto Seleukami. Its troop-carrying capabilities were essential in ensuring a swift and organized landing. With its advanced deployment hangars, the Acclamator delivered LATI gunships, carrying clone troopers and Jedi commanders, and offloaded ATTE walkers and other vehicles to navigate the rugged terrain of Seleukami. The planet's surface was a harsh and varied landscape, dotted with volcanic plains and underground caverns. The Republic forces utilized the Acclamator's precision deployment systems to establish a strong forward operating base, ensuring that troops were positioned advantageously near Grievous's suspected location. As Republic forces fanned out across Seleukami, supported by their Acclamator's logistics network, they engaged pockets of Separatist battle droids and skirmished with local Separatist-aligned resistance forces. The Acclamator provided continuous aerial support via its LAATI gunships, which scouted enemy positions and reinforced ground units under heavy fire. Its capacity to supply troops with additional weapons, rations, and medical supplies proved critical in sustaining the prolonged search. Despite the Republic's rigorous efforts, Grievous once again demonstrated his cunning and resourcefulness. Using his intimate knowledge of Seleukami's terrain and an underground network of tunnels, the Separatist general evaded capture. Ultimately, he escaped aboard a Sheathipede-class transport shuttle, leaving the Republic forces empty-handed and frustrated. While the engagement on Seleukami did not result in Grievous's capture, it highlighted the Acclamator-class assault ship's crucial role in combined arms operations. Its ability to rapidly deploy forces, maintain logistical support, and provide tactical oversight ensured that the Republic could respond effectively to changing battlefield conditions. Although Grievous escaped, the Acclamator's contributions secured the planet as a temporary foothold for the Republic, enabling further campaigns in the Outer Rim. The Seleukami engagement underscored the challenges of hunting a highly mobile and resourceful adversary like Grievous. It also reaffirmed the importance of multi-role vessels, such as the Acclamator, which could adapt to both orbital and planetary missions with efficiency. For the Republic, the battle was a stark reminder of the difficulties in decisively defeating the Separatist leadership, even with advanced military assets like the Acclamator-class Assault Ship at their disposal. The Acclamator-class Assault Ship played pivotal roles in the defense of Kamino and the Republic's counterattacks during the Battle of Sullust, highlighting its versatility in fleet engagements and planetary operations. These battles demonstrated the Acclamator's critical importance as a troop transport, planetary defender, and fleet combatant in the Clone Wars. The cloning world of Kamino was a vital asset to the Galactic Republic, serving as the primary site for the production of the Grand Army of the Republic. Recognizing its strategic importance, General Grievous and Asajj Ventress, a dark acolyte of the Confederacy, orchestrated a second attack on Kamino, with the intent to cripple the Republic's ability to reinforce its armies. The Republic learned of the Confederacy's plans in advance, prompting Generals Anakin Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi to lead the 501st Legion to Kamino aboard an Acclamator-class assault ship. As the fleet emerged from hyperspace, the Acclamator coordinated with a defensive blockade of Venator-class Star Destroyers, ready to repel the Separatist assault. When the Separatist fleet under Grievous launched its attack, the Acclamator contributed to the orbital engagement, providing fire support against the Confederacy's Munificent-class frigates and Recusant-class destroyers. Its advanced shielding and concentrated turbo-laser fire proved instrumental in holding the line. Meanwhile, on the surface of Tipoca City, The Acclamator facilitated the rapid deployment of clone reinforcements, including ATTE walkers and LAATI gunships, to critical defensive positions. The ship's hangars were bustling with activity, unloading troops and war material as battle droids, Trident-class assault ships, and separatist forces assaulted the cloning facilities. The Acclamator's contributions helped secure a Republic victory, preserving the cloning facilities and ensuring the continued production of clone troopers. Despite the Confederacy's sophisticated tactics, the Republic's coordination and the Acclamator's versatility allowed them to withstand the attack. Later in the war, the Acclamator class once again proved its value during the Battle of Sullust, a conflict initiated by Asajj Ventress to disrupt Republic supply lines and diminish their foothold in the mid-rim. Anakin Skywalker, commanding a fleet that included Acclamator-class and Venator-class vessels, engaged the Separatist forces in a fierce space battle. The Acclamator served as a fleet support vessel, coordinating troop movements and providing firepower alongside Skywalker's flagship, the Venator-class Star Destroyer Resolute. As the battle intensified, the Separatist fleet, leveraging Ventress's cunning strategies, concentrated their fire on the Resolute. Despite the best efforts of Skywalker and his fleet, the Resolute was destroyed, forcing the Republic forces to regroup. In the aftermath of the Resolute's loss, the Acclamator adapted to the changing battle conditions. With its capacity to transport troops and deploy support equipment, it became a critical asset in organizing counterattacks against Separatist fleets and salvaging the Republic's position at Sullust. Though the battle was ultimately a strategic setback for the Republic, the Acclamator class once again demonstrated its resilience and utility in large-scale engagements. The battles of Kamino and Sullust underscored the Acclamator-class assault ship's multifaceted capabilities. Whether defending vital planetary installations like Kamino or engaging in open space battles such as Sullust, the Acclamator proved itself indispensable. Its ability to balance troop deployment, planetary defense, and fleet combat solidified its reputation as a cornerstone of the Republic's military strategy throughout the Clone Wars. The Acclamator-class assault ship played a key role in the Republic's operations on the planets Kiros and Naboo, showcasing its versatility in rapid deployments and logistical support during critical moments of the Clone Wars. Kiros, a serene planet inhabited by the peaceful Togruta colonists, became the target of a separatist invasion led by Count Dooku and the Zagarian slaver Darts Dinar. The separatists aimed to subjugate the colonists, forcing them into servitude by transporting them to the Kadavo slave processing facility. This act not only served as a brutal display of separatist tactics, but also threatened the Republic's moral and strategic standing in the mid-rim. Responding to the invasion, Republic forces under Jedi Generals Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker arrived with a fleet that included an Acclamator-class assault ship. The Acclamator was tasked with deploying clone ground forces, heavy artillery, and LAATI gunships to the planet's surface to engage the Separatist droid army. Upon landing, the Acclamator's ground deployment capabilities were put to full use, delivering squads of clone troopers equipped to combat the entrenched droid forces. All-terrain tactical enforcers, ATTES, were crucial in the battle, providing firepower against Separatist armor and fortified positions. The Acclamator's orbital presence also facilitated constant resupply and aerial support, which helped the Jedi liberate the planet and uncover the location of the Togruta colonists. The mission on Kiros underscored the Acclamator's ability to swiftly insert forces into hostile territory, paving the way for the Republic to thwart Dooku's nefarious plans. The strategic importance of Naboo, combined with its proximity to Coruscant, made it a frequent target of separatist schemes. During one such instance, Count Dooku, seeking to destabilize the Republic, devised a plot to capture Supreme Chancellor Sheev Palpatine during a visit to Naboo. In response, Republic forces dispatched Jedi Generals Mace Windu, Anakin Skywalker, and Ahsoka Tano, accompanied by an Acclamator-class assault ship carrying a contingent of clone troopers and all-terrain tactical enforcers, ATTEs. The Acclamator's role was dual, to ensure Palpatine's security and to act as a rapid deployment platform capable of countering any separatist attack. Upon reaching Naboo, the Acclamator established itself as a command and logistics hub, coordinating defensive operations across key locations. Its LAATI gunships provided rapid troop movements and reconnaissance, while the ATTEs fortified the planet's defenses. Although the separatist forces attempted to breach Naboo's security, The coordinated efforts of the Jedi, clone troopers, and the Acclamator's logistical support ensured the Chancellor's safety and thwarted Dooku's plans. The engagements on Kiros and Naboo demonstrated the strategic versatility of the Acclamator-class Assault Ship. On Kiros, it excelled in delivering overwhelming force against entrenched enemy positions, while on Naboo, it played a vital role in ensuring the security of a critical political figure. The Acclamator's ability to function as both a troop transport and an orbital command center made it a linchpin of Republic military operations during the Clone Wars, adapting to the diverse challenges presented by the conflict and cementing its reputation as a reliable and indispensable asset. The Acclamator-class Assault Ship demonstrated its adaptability and utility not only in battle, but also during humanitarian missions. Following a series of catastrophic groundquakes on the planet Aline, the Republic responded to a distress signal from the Alina, the planet's native inhabitants, who were in dire need of assistance. In response, Clone Commander Wolf and the 104th Battalion were dispatched aboard an Acclamator-class assault ship, accompanied by 3 Pelta-class frigates. These vessels were laden with relief supplies crucial for addressing the immediate needs of the Alina population. The Acclamator also delivered advanced equipment to restore and upgrade Aline's communications infrastructure, ensuring the planet could maintain contact with the Republic and coordinate recovery efforts. This mission underscored the Acclamator's versatility as a vessel capable of facilitating not only military objectives but also critical relief operations, solidifying its role as a multi-purpose asset during the Clone Wars. In the waning days of the Clone Wars, the Acclamator-class assault ship was deployed alongside a formidable fleet from the Open Circle Fleet during the Battle of Ringo Vinda. Under the command of Jedi Generals Anakin Skywalker, Tipler, and Tipley, Republic forces faced off against Arch Admiral Trench and his Separatist fleet. The Republic blockade consisted of 20 Venator-class Star Destroyers, a single Arquitens-class light cruiser, 3 Consular-class cruisers, and 1 Acclamator-class assault ship. While the larger Venators provided the bulk of firepower, the Acclamator played a critical role in deploying troops and supplies to the massive Ringo Vinda space station, where the Jedi and their clone forces engaged the Separatist droid army in fierce combat. The battle highlighted the Acclamator's enduring relevance in multi-theater operations, serving both logistical and tactical roles alongside its more combat-oriented counterparts. The Ruusan system became another site of conflict during the Clone Wars, where Republic and Separatist forces clashed. The Republic's fleet included at least 1 Venator-class Star Destroyer, a single Acclamator-class assault ship, and multiple low-altitude assault transports, LAATs. They faced off against the Separatists, who fielded at least 1 Lucrehulk-class battleship, a formidable capital ship known for its vast droid complement. The battle in the Ruusan system demonstrated the Acclamator's continued deployment in mixed fleets, providing support to larger vessels and contributing to both ground and space engagements. Years later, during the Imperial era, the wreckage from this conflict would serve as a hiding spot for the Nautolan bounty hunter Nakano Lash, underscoring the lasting scars left by the Clone Wars. By the time of the Imperial era, the Acclamator-class assault ship had become an aging model, often overshadowed by newer and more advanced designs like the Imperial-class Star Destroyer. Many Acclamators were decommissioned, their wreckage scattered across the galaxy, such as the remains found in the wastelands of Kulgru. Despite its declining prominence, some Acclamators found renewed purpose. One such vessel, the Lodestar, became the flagship of New Republic General Hera Syndulla's Barma battle group during the Galactic Civil War. The Lodestar's continued service highlighted the durability and versatility of the Acclamator design, which remained operational even decades after its introduction. From humanitarian missions and critical battles to its enduring legacy in the Imperial and New Republic eras, the Acclamator-class assault ship solidified its place as one of the most versatile and influential vessels of its time.